Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. Share. Oops. Copy link.
Who's in here that I need to send it to?
All right, I'm gonna send it to Eric. Eric said, sweetie, you need your producer on set because all right. Your mom, we gotta send it back to
I
her.
sent it to her.
Oops, mommy. Okay, sorry guys.
Sorry.
The conversation was getting heated, so I accidentally ended it. It was really an accident, though. Seriously. Okay. Today has not been our day with technology, I'll tell you. Okay. Hey, Mama J.
Hey.
Okay. Just trying to send it back out. Okay. And I'll probably, let me see if I can comment it under the other video for those who are still on it. Let's see. Oh, they probably won't still be on it because it said broadcast ended, but maybe I can share it on Facebook. So, 1 second, guys. Okay, something happened. Okay. Thanks, Boobiz. Thanks, Papa J. Papa J said, was it really an accident? It was.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. Here's the link. Alrighty. Yeah, sorry guys. Thanks for coming on back.
Yes,
That was a
thank
good
you.
conversation too.
Yep.
Oh, technology is just not working in our favor today. Okay. I'm going to share now. All right. Well, hopefully everyone jumps back on. Okay. Okay. So, trying to get Eric back on too because he was the last person who said something.
I can't even pull up the chat yet.
But yeah, I don't know if it's because of me. Okay, so Booby, well you would say something. I don't know if it's because of me, guys. I don't think
What?
I'm sensitive.
Eric,
That people wouldn't. Oh, hey Ari, thanks
what?
for coming back.
That
Okay,
people wouldn't say something to you?
yeah. So okay, I'm very open and communicative. So I feel like if okay, Eric, you what was the last thing you said? I think you said that if people don't want it to be awkward if they said something to me about Saquon always being around, right? Here's the new link. So mad this thing messed up on us.
Right.
Is that what he said? Oh, it didn't pull up?
What?
Oh, you weren't trying to
Yeah,
pull up the chat?
I can't get to it.
Okay.
They got a process over there.
Oh, okay. But I think that's what you were saying, which I could see. Like it could be awkward for someone to say, "Hey, your husband is always putting his 2 cents in."
But that would be the awkwardness of them though, because we talk about it.
Yeah, but they're not us. Like
Right.
we have our own, and you're my husband, so it's kind of like they don't want to step on toes.
Right, and they think you're sensitive.
Do you think I'm sensitive, Eric? Ari says sometimes we throw hints, so it doesn't make anything awkward between you and your partner. Like if we don't want them around in the conversation.
But that's
Maybe
what we
this is a
saying.
message to you because I don't know why everybody's pointing this towards me.
Well, then that means you don't get the hints.
I probably don't. But still, you should be getting hints.
I mean,
you don't get them either.
You the one putting. Well, it can't be Eric because I don't get into y'all conversations. So, I mean, if he think he want private conversation, That's for you to catch the hint and walk away.
No, Eric's never said that though.
Yeah, but that's what I'm just saying. I mean, you have a little sensitivity, but it's because you care about the people.
Oh, okay. So we revealing some things, huh? Mm-hmm. You know, okay. I can say right now, I can take that I'm sensitive. Only because I'm pregnant though.
You always sensitive though.
Normally, it's not sensitive. It's really just in tune with my emotions. No, I can be sensitive. Let's see.
Nah. When your mom
Okay.
will tell you about that puffy face of yours.
Yes, when I get upset. Well, listen,
It's a thing.
don't upset me. That's all. That's all. But yeah. Okay. So are you guys saying that you want Saquon to get the boot? Is that it? Because
no, I mean,
I be telling him to get out my conversations, especially if he don't be agreeing with me when my friends ask me for advice.
Yeah, I mean, I probably shouldn't jump in, but I think part of it too is they wouldn't. It's not even just the fact that I'm giving my opinion; they probably wouldn't even want me to hear.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not putting the phone next to my ear. Can you give me some headphones? He can give me some headphones. Let's see. Eric says, love you too. But I don't have that problem with you both because I actually like both of y'all. Sometimes you don't feel with your sometimes you don't really like gel well with your friend's significant other. That is true.
Okay. Being that you said that, right? What about the people that gel super well with their
too well?
Yeah, with their significant other's friend.
Yes. Ooh, you want to read it?
All right, when we was looking for stuff, this hat came up. It's a little quote that somebody said about a situation. My best friend's husband and I have a lot in common. We like the same obscure bands. We've been texting more often and recently caught a concert solo. My husband has made a few comments about how close we are getting. Am I doing something wrong?
Indeed. Indeed, she is.
Yeah, no texting. That's too much.
And concert solo.
Yeah, that too. I mean, It starts getting too much.
That's like you going to a concert with Satara Tamika or Boobie. Well, actually, I wouldn't care.
But that's what
I wouldn't care, but it would just kind of be like, because I remember when I was out of town. Mama J said, nope, the only common thing should be me, period. I remember one time I was out of town and I was out of town for an emergency for my mom. And we were just moving, me and Meeks were moving into our apartment. And so you helped her move into the apartment while I wasn't there.
Yeah.
And then, huh?
What was that?
Yeah, that was in Limberlost, remember?
I think you went away for a vacation. You went to New York or something like that.
Oh. Well, I was still out of town.
Yeah, you was out of town or something like that.
But it aligned with when we needed to move or something.
No. But I was staying at your house.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Pregnancy brain.
I was staying at your house. And you talking about it was one night me and Tamika went to the lounge.
Yeah, and y'all went out, yeah.
Yeah,
it wasn't just you two. It was
when we got there, it wasn't just us two.
I thought Derek was there too.
He didn't ride there with us or nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
Because I was staying at your house.
Uh-huh.
So he went with D, Kevin, and them, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess for most people that would be a no-no too, because you had your own house you could have been at. But I mean, I definitely trusted them and didn't think anything of it.
Right.
I didn't care. Let's see. Ari says, I think occasionally it's okay, depending on who the friend is and the activity. Like you ain't going to no 5-star restaurant in the movie with my friend alone.
Right. And even the situation we talked about, I've never went anywhere else with Tamika by myself. Before that or after that, it was just a one-time thing because I think she was bored, didn't have nothing to do for the night.
Yeah, I think you already planned on going out. And then, like we said, like you guys all met up with our mutual friends. So it wasn't just you two hanging out there. But yeah, but in this case with this lady, I feel like because you never really even were text meets
No.
or any of my friends, you never just be texting them, having normal conversation. But her saying that her and the husband's best friend
Yeah.
are texting more often, they have a lot in common. I really feel like she's riding on a slippery slope
She is.
and she's starting to I don't want to say compare because she didn't compare in the little spill, but she is starting to think like, wow, we have a lot in common. She's enjoying his company, and now they're doing solo events together.
Yeah.
And for her husband to bring it up, she also very needs to be mindful of that. Like he's bringing it up to you that it's a
For a reason.
concern. Yeah, so you need to take heed to that and fall back.
Right. My mother says, my husband has my friend's phone number, but he only uses it concerning me, not going out together. Right. That's how it's supposed to be used.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't.
if they're planning, yeah, well, she said concerning
Yeah.
her. So if they're planning something for you, things like that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Also,
Also,
the
the
friend
friend
should
should
be
be
checked.
checked.
Yeah, I
That's
agree.
true. That's true. Because well, this is the thing though. The friend should be checked, but the husband just saying something to the wife, is he it like when this is planned or anything, like is he not part of anything? Like this is all through text. Like y'all talking about the bands through text. Y'all talking about, you get what I'm saying? You
So
finding y'all got commonalities through text or with your husband involved.
I think it possibly could be both because she said they're texting more. So they're
Mm-hmm.
probably learning more about each other via text, but they found out the commonalities probably while they were all in a group together. And this is just an
Mm-hmm.
assumption, but it's still the husband needs to check the friend because you're crossing a boundary as well.
Yeah.
You should not be texting my wife just, like so
Willy-nilly.
casually. Yes. And then also going to a concert with her.
Yeah. Too
I feel
much.
like in that case, it's like you guys could have all went to the concert together. Even if the husband doesn't enjoy the concert, it's like if your wife likes that, and maybe that's something he could pay attention to,
Mm-hmm.
is she it may enjoy doing certain things. And even if you don't, you sacrifice that enjoyment and do it with her because it makes her happy. So not all the time do you have to just
Right.
my mother-in-law loves to shop. So I wouldn't say that Papa J has to always go shopping with her. But I know him to sometimes go out and go shopping with her. Same for my own mother.
Yeah.
She loves to shop.
And
Poppy does not.
so, but some
sometimes
things may
he'll
push the
go.
boundaries though. So
Like what?
let's say
Love you.
I don't you don't really have any friends that would like this, I don't think.
Huh.
But I like festivals.
Right.
I like the crowd. I like that rush.
Yeah.
That's not for you though.
I could go to the festival, just give me the VIP because if you step on me, push on me, I don't like all that. You can't be all up on the girl.
But you wouldn't be with me though.
I mean, but I'll be watching you through my binoculars.
And I gotta be by myself.
No, you could be with your friends, your guy friends.
If they going.
Eric says, how would you feel if your partner was closer to your friends than you are to their friends? Do you feel there is a fair balance in that within a relationship? No.
Yeah.
I don't think so. To me, it wouldn't bother me all the way because I think part of it depends on personality. Excuse me. So my personality is a little bit more outgoing than Saquon's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very anybody I meet or talk with, I can have great conversation with, and it could just be cool. But so okay, for example, like with your friends, I could have great conversation with his friends, be cool with them, but we're not close. Like I don't have their numbers. I'm not like just talking to them one on one. It's really if you're around.
Right. And then vice versa. Now look on the other side is I basically like with you, Eric, all her friends, like I'm also adopted as close friends.
Yeah, you guys all took him in.
Yeah.
Like you guys all took him in. And it's because like I said, we are around each other a lot. And it's just the way like we kind of move, like we like doing things together, and he enjoys the similar things that my friends enjoy.
That my
So
friends weren't doing, you know.
exactly. And then you guys also like him as a person and his personality. So it's like he's closer to my friends than I'm closer to his friends. And I don't see a problem with that. And I don't think there necessarily has to I don't think there necessarily has to be a balance with that. But if it bothers you, like let's say you want to be more have more of a better relationship with your partner's friends just because that's who they're around all the time. And so you just want to make sure like it doesn't have to be like you guys are buddy buddy or
Yeah.
have the same relationship as your partner and the friend, but you just want it to be a better relationship. Then I do think it could cause a little bit of issues, especially if it's like a dislike or it's like an uncomfortability. Like that could cause an issue.
Or if you're not feeling that
Right.
situation.
Yeah. Because I also know there's cases where you don't like your partner's friends,
That's true.
you know? So it could be, it just depends on the dynamic. Like if it's cool, cordial, when you guys are all together, everything is smooth and you're having a great time together, then I think it's fine, even if one person is closer to your set of friends and vice versa. But if there's actually friction, then I think it could be a little
An
bit of an
issue.
issue. Yeah, yeah.
True. That's true.
Eric said, happily, brother. He adopted you. Yeah. So,
Y'all knew I didn't need to be running in with that crowd I was with.
yeah, nah. Let me upgrade. Nah, it's all about growth. And I think
Yeah.
that's another huge thing. Everything is about like just growth and learning and understanding.
That's what I was about to say. A lot of it is understanding because
Mhm.
with me becoming closer to her friends, and I'm closer to her friends instead of mine. Just how she is, you know, we just kind of shifted over here, and a lot of it is understanding because conversation, and she understood where I was at. She understood where I was at, where I'm trying to be.
Mhm.
We understanding where other people are and trying to control our atmosphere and our network and stuff like that. It's all
Right.
about understanding and communication.
Right. And again, not to say that we don't have our separate times still with our
Right.
friends, but it's also like when you enjoy spending time with your significant other, it's easy for them to kind of mesh into your friend group and into activities and, the things that
Right.
you do. So I do think, sometimes, even for us, we're always transparent and honest with you guys, but like even for us, I feel like excuse me, sorry. Um, maybe we could do better with our balance of separating
Mhm.
things, but for the most part, it's like we just enjoy our
Right.
times together with
And
our friends. So
yeah, and I think also being a couple now, and especially married too, that honestly starts getting a little bit almost washed away when you start chilling with married couples more.
yeah.
So like I had a friend that was just my friend, you
Hmm.
know, but he ended up becoming engaged. He has kids. He has a wife.
They got married,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, yeah, they got married. But most of the more than likely when we chill together, we probably gonna chill together completely. So it kind of blurs those lines of who's just my friend now.
Yeah, but even still, you two will
We still
go,
chill out by
yes,
ourselves.
they will
And they will
separate
separate too.
and we'll separate. So it's just her and I having our conversation, talking about all things wifehood and
We'll go to the
fun and
cigar bar and they go hiking.
yeah. So it's like we still even within that because I really enjoy hanging out with other married couples or people who are in relationships and who have similar mindsets
Mhm.
and loyalty, faithful, things like that because I feel like they can just understand kind of more so what you're going through and like you can talk with them, have conversations, get advice,
Yeah.
so I think that is so enjoyable. And then it's like the nice thing is we know with this circle of friends, so it's like we can all come together, have our fun, or the guys can go do their thing and the girls can go do their thing. So it just makes it a nice dynamic
Yeah,
in my
I actually
opinion.
like it.
Yeah, me too. Yep. So On here it says 20 minutes, but I know altogether we've been talking for almost an hour. Anything else you want to say, Hun?
Not really. I mean, I guess with this topic,
Oh,
let's see what Eric said real quick.
yes, we'll finish this.
Eric says, how do you feel your relationships affect you hanging out with your coupled friends versus your single friends?
So there's a difference.
Oh, it's a difference.
And go ahead, baby. You can go.
You want to start first?
You can go. Go ahead. Take it over.
All right. So well, then I guess I didn't chill with too many. We didn't chill with too many couples when I felt like my relationship affected me hanging out with single friends, right? Would you say that?
Yeah, but definitely you could say your single friends.
Yeah,
no,
so
but you had
in the beginning, not no more. It doesn't affect it anymore. But in the beginning, I think it did with my single friends. I don't really chill. We don't really have too many. Yeah, we did have couple.
We did have some couple.
You're right.
Friends.
Okay, so our relationship never really affected us hanging out with couple friends, but couple friends actually affected our relationship more than anything because of the ease and, like you said, having someone to relate to. Sometimes going through those up and down, the craziest arguments, you'd be surprised that somebody relate to it or had the same type of argument, right? Now, with my single friends, it affected it because of where I was at and where they were at. It was like me and my friends was on the same level as far as interest is concerned. And when I got into a relationship, I think you were trying to open my eyes to certain things that I didn't yet care about. Put it that way. It was things that it didn't matter to me, and I think it should have been framed a different type of way, because I felt like it was more so rather than knowing that it would be growth, it was just like I felt like it was coming off as I shouldn't just be around these people, if that makes sense, or they were doing wrong. But so those type of things affected, me hanging with my single friends, and it kind of got to a point where I didn't really want to be around them as much because of the things that they but the thing that they were doing wasn't really like conducive for my relationship moving on.
Right. So I feel like, to kind of sum what you're saying, what I think I hear you saying, is like your friends were not necessarily doing things that were conducive for you as a person who was in a relationship. And at first you were fine with just being there because it's like, well, I'm not doing it, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And me being, the mature, wise lady that I am, of course I wouldn't want you still around it.
Right.
The same way, like, you can point out things like if certain women that I hang out with are doing things, it's kind of like you're guilty by association. So it's not necessarily the best to put yourself around it.
Right.
But as you matured and, gained wisdom for yourself, then you also saw that it wasn't the best for you to be around this situation.
Yeah. So, and that's what it is. So the relationship affected it on both ends. Like, it was like, it put it to a point where it was like straining between me and you at first. And then it changed to be a strain with me and them, where it was like, this is starting to become too much.
Yeah. And I would say I kind of went through something similar where, for me, my single friends had different interests and they have different things that they wanted to do. And so Saquon, because again, he's so close, he knows everything. He also wouldn't want me to necessarily do certain things with my single friends because of the attention that it would bring our way, or so it does make a difference, because when someone's single, it's like they have their, I mean, not saying when you're in a relationship you don't have freedom, but you put a certain respect and boundaries up. But when you're single, you are living your life like it's cool.
Yeah. If I go out to the club with my single friends, they want to talk to girls, they want to be all up on girls and everything like that. Honestly, I'll kind of get left. I'm just chilling. You get what I'm saying?
So yeah. So, so yeah, so it's vice versa. It's like with single friends, I think the biggest thing is just having them respect your relationship. And as we've gotten older, my friends have an understanding on things
Right.
that I'll do, I won't do, and the type of environment that I would want myself in and not.
Right.
Alrighty. Eric also says,
Also, what if one partner has more single friends and the other has more couple friends? Do you think that could be a conflict of interest at times? Uh, yeah, it depends on the person, the couple.
mm-hmm,
That was me. That was me. It was a
yeah,
point where all of your friends started being in relationships, like medical school friends and stuff like that,
mm-hmm.
and all my friends was
Still
single.
single,
They
yeah.
they was single or living a single life.
Right.
You know.
Yes. So I do think it can cause a conflict of interest at times because it's like, what are you doing with these single friends? Like, if
Yeah.
you guys, excuse me, I've had friends that were single and we would do like paint and sips or, just hiking or different activities like that. And that, fine. There's no issue with that. But then you have times where it's like single friends sometimes want to get in relationships or, want to talk to people. Like
Yeah.
people need love. So it's like if that's what your single friends are, that's their intent when you guys go out, then should you really be in the mix when you're already in a relationship? Now, if for okay, let's say okay, because he's saying like if one person has more couples who are friends versus the other person having more single friends. Now, let's say I have more couples who are friends and he has more single people who are friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, well, we need to hang out with my friends more because they're in relationships.
Right.
We shouldn't really be hanging out with single people like that. Then I think it can also cause a conflict of interest because now I'm saying, well, you can't really hang out with your friends like that because they're single, not, they have a different mindset. So I'm taking you away from them to tell you to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, that's
So I
where the
think that
conflict
could
will
be,
come.
an issue as well. So
And that's go ahead.
I was gonna say, I just think with everything, it's a balance and it's just kind of having that conversation to say, hey, I don't mind you hanging out with your single friends at all. Just be mindful of the type of events or activities that you do with them.
Right.
Because they are single and there's nothing wrong with them being single and doing what they do, but you are not.
Yeah, it's true. That's really how it go. And it's crazy because for me, I started where I was like, I would change the environment where I wasn't trying to chill with them in these certain type of environments.
Mm-hmm.
But then it really not for nothing, but it started getting a little bit annoying because you start paying attention to all these different type of things when you start growing and you kind of start moving out of a certain space. Mm-hmm. So little statements or just behaviors and things like that started getting me, and it's after that, there ain't too much of conflict of interest between me and her.
Right. It was just you. And then that's another thing. Like I said before, it's about growth, understanding, and communication. When you start growing and you start gaining wisdom, sometimes you naturally grow apart from people.
Yeah.
So I've grown apart from some of my friends. He's grown apart from some of his friends. And it doesn't have to be, negative or a nasty situation. But as we grow in our life, they're growing in their life. We just may be growing in different directions.
Right.
And so you may not hang out with those people anymore. They may have been just your college friends, and that's okay. So I think it's just understanding that we're, as humans, like we're always evolving, we're always changing, growing, learning, and just becoming the people who we are, finding out who we are.
Right.
So that may happen as well. And sometimes, and that's a lot what happened in our relationship. Like I said, we both have outgrown certain friends, but you've hung out with my friends more kind of because of that, of just your growth. And then there's people who I've let go as friends because of my own growth.
Right.
So yeah. All right. Let's see.
Eric says, that's true. You got to be able to have both type of friends because it provides a diverse perspective on situations. Mm-hmm. Sometimes your single friends remind you of self-value or worth when you forget. That's true. Your single friends got a different type of energy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah,
they do. You could Can you feel a difference in energy from being a single person to in a relationship?
Say it again.
Do you, as a person, like an individual, feel like a different type of energy?
Versus when I was single?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
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 And the thing is, it's like it's beautiful, and then sometimes it can be like, I don't say, how would I say this? Like the change, like being in a relationship, I wouldn't trade, like being especially in a marriage, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But then at times too, it's like sometimes you want that freedom to not have to check in. Not,
Right. Right.
not have to say, "Oh, hey, what do you think?" It's like,
Right.
I don't care what you think. No.
Yeah, and I think that comes from just your whole life up until whenever you get into a relationship, a real relationship. You
Mhm.
know, you so used to just being an individual and just moving a certain
Mhm.
type of way, and literally the only top people in your life is your family.
Right.
So anybody that was considered a friend at any point in life, you kind of had that whatever type feel to them.
They don't dictate what they don't dictate what you do.
Right.
And then it's like when you choose to be committed in a relationship, now you're saying, okay, I'm not just taking my own feelings and concerns and desires into consideration, but I'm also taking yours.
Right.
And in the process, I don't want to lose myself. I want us to grow together. But it's like you have to be mindful of yourself and the other person.
Right.
So it is, when they say marriage is work, and like we're still growing, we're
Mhm.
still learning a lot. Um, but like I said, it's such a beautiful thing, and I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Right. Right.
And Eric says,
Some single friends could be toxic, laugh out loud.
mhm,
So you gotta only keep the supportive ones that care about you and your relationship. And
yes.
bingo. And that's true. And honestly, this is, I mean, I feel like this is a big thing about me and my friends, but that's how we got there. Is
Mhm.
I kind of started setting that line because I've grown to a point. Honestly, the year before we got married, that's where all of this stuff kind of started coming to me. Is like, just keep supportive people around me, the ones that care about me and my relationship, and that's it. Like, if you my friend and you don't never really ask me about my wife and stuff like that, I keep note of stuff like that,
Mhm. Yeah.
or how you view marriages or females, stuff, all them type of things. I kind of keep note of.
Right, right. So, yes, guys, this was a wonderful conversation. And we thank you guys for hanging with us and bearing through all of our technical difficulties. We
Yes,
really
we appreciate it.
appreciate you guys and for sharing your perspectives. This was really wonderful. And it really just made me think, because we haven't talked about, we haven't really talked about that in a long time, just
What?
kind of our growth
Yeah.
and just single friends versus couple friends and just seeing the transition over time. So we really appreciate you guys tuning in, sharing your perspectives. Ari, you the real MVP this
Yes,
this
yes.
podcast. Thank
Shout out to
you.
Eric. And thank you.
Yes, yes. Eric says we're amazing. Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you. Thank you, Eric.
So with that being said, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the page. If you haven't already, we will be back next week. If you have any topics that you guys can think of, want us to discuss, let us know. And then you can also make sure to follow us at the
Power Trip Podcast at gmail.com. And you can use, oh, shoot.
you
I
can
said
email
follow us on Instagram at the Power Trip Podcast.
Yes.
Email us if you do have any situations that you want to talk about, whether it be a friends or anything, or have them anonymously email us. Send it to the Power Trip Podcast at gmail.com so we could have these conversations right here on the live and get people's perspective.
All right. Mama J says, good night, baby Z. You hear that? Your Nana says good night. She says good night, everyone. All right,
Yes.
guys. We love you.
Love you all.
Until next time.
Deuces, people.
Peace.